Today on Marks on the Grill, we are going to talk about how to make one of these. Oh yeah. First, you're going to need a smoker. This is not a smoker. That's a smoker. So is that. This, you know that is. And so is this. The Rec Tec Bullseye 380 pellet grill, kind of the introductory one. I'll tell you a couple of reasons why in a almost like an accidental review video that we're going to do. But we're going to try my very first brisket on this. Oh, by the way, you need a brisket like this one. Make sure it's a good one. And lots of rub. Guys, this one's simple. 7 parts pepper, 2 parts salt, 1 part garlic powder. Couldn't be simpler. Cover the top and the bottom. And by the way, when you find this at your grocery store or Costco where we got ours, take a good look at the fat cap. Make sure it's not trimmed any more than about 1/4 inch all the way around. Then you're paying all that money just for fat. Make sure it's trimmed on the other side. Costco does a really nice job, I gotta say that. So guys, we're seasoned. We got everything. We got our smoker. We got the temperature set. Time to put it in. Wow! Hey guys, it's Marc Gill, and this is Mark's on the Grill. And listen, we weren't going to go live tonight, but we were just shooting a couple of things for a recipe that we're doing for a brisket. And I thought to myself, you know, here's a cool opportunity to do a little review of a grill that I really wasn't expecting to do. We don't have a pellet grill back here yet. We have all kinds of ways to smoke food, man. I got this thing, which I think we should call Chooch. Choo-choo. You didn't like Ezzy's, that was my name. But we like Choo-choo, so I like Chooch. I think Chooch is a good name. Choo-choo. All right, you guys let us know. Anyway, oh, by the way, leave in the comment section where you're watching from and all that fun stuff. You know we love hearing that, and maybe what you're eating today. You cooking anything special? Is it still so cold where you are? So anyway, listen, we got all kinds of stuff here. I got that smoker, 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 I got all kinds of ways to smoke stuff. But what I don't have is a pellet grill. So, you know what? Just because I, been busy with everything else, we haven't decided which one we want to give some real estate to here yet. But I was at a closeout sale a while ago, and I saw this guy. And at first, I didn't know what it was. All right. So then I saw this emblem. I'm like, hey, I know what that is. So this is from a company named Rec Tec. Good guys. They look like good guys. They look fun. I've seen their stuff on online. Stevie and something. You guys are fun. Awesome. So anyway, I thought to myself, why not take this thing and try it out? This is the Rec Tec Bullseye 380 entry-level pellet grill. Now, why is it entry-level? All right, I think the price point on this was like $399. I got a better deal. $399, okay? And let me give you a couple of the pluses so far and a couple of things that I think I might be a little bit concerned about. And then tomorrow evening, when there's no take 2 when you're live. Tomorrow evening, when whatever's in here is cooked, I'll give you the kind of the follow-up to this. So here's a couple of things I like about it. It's got a really big hopper. So if you're unfamiliar with pellet grills, it's the ones that take the rabbit food, and they come in all kinds of different types of rabbit food flavors, I guess. Hickory, oak, apple, alder, cherry, all of these kind of fun stuff that you traditionally associate with smoking your food. Now, let me tell you how something like this guy here works, okay? This thing, I gotta throw coal, wood, neighborhood animals, anything in there that's going to bring this temperature up, okay? And then I've got to find a way to level it out about 225, 250, and then I've got to put the meat in here, and I got to worry about the temperature up there, down there, over there, over there. It's different over there than there is over here. Every half hour, I'm over here adding wood, adding charcoal, doing this. It's exhausting for something that takes 18 to... Who's saying hi?
Betty Underwood.
Hi, Betty Underwood.
How's it going? He's from Pleasant Hill, Tennessee, and it's 70 today.
Nice. It's 76 here. I hope you're grilling. All right, so anyway... These take a little bit, this is like labor of love time. This is what this is, all right? So that's pretty cool. Now, if we follow me over here, this one, same type of thing, a little bit better insulated, holds the heat a little more, okay? So this one, but again, enormous learning curve, but you get that wood flavor, okay? So when you're using something like this guy, which I like, don't get me wrong, there's a place for all of these things, man, depending on what you're in the mood for, what you have time for, what your lifestyle's like, okay? This one's kind of cool. It's electric.
Woogie, woogie, woogie.
Thank you. And you put little wood chips in, and that's what imparts the wood flavor, okay? So that's where you're going to get it from there. What else we got to do? We've got our charbroil 3-in-1. This also smokes. Put little wood chips in here. So here's what I find interesting about this, all right? It's not just heat. You know, like you could put other types of coal in these things. Here's what I mean. let's say you wrap your brisket, okay? As soon as you wrap a brisket, you're not going to smoke it anymore. None of the smoke flavor is going to go there. So all you're concerned about from that point on in a big green egg or in an offset smoker is the heat, all right? So I think it's kind of cool that this is always imparting that wood flavor in, because it's built right into the kind of the wood part and the heat part, if that makes any sense. I wasn't prepared to do this today. It's impromptu. So I'm getting terms right. Stevie and the other guy, I apologize so much. So I think that's very cool. I think it's a tiny bit wasteful almost, though, that if you are going to wrap something that lasts 5, 6, 7 hours, depending on how big it is, what you're doing, is using up kind of wood where you don't need to use wood. You know, coal might be a little bit, but that's not the point. All right, so so it's electric.
Woogie woogie.
That was weak. It's electric.
Woogie woogie woogie.
Okay, so you have that ease, but you're always getting that wood flavor, which is actually pretty cool. Now, when I say entry level, I think one of the ways that they cut costs on this one is they didn't put a thermometer inside and hook that gizmo up to the temperature gauge. And here's what I mean. I am not totally sure what 3 notches over off is temperature-wise. Damn sure don't know what 7 is, don't know what max is, don't know what minimum is. So here's the thing with this, all right? As easy as it is to light, as easy as it is to load, as easy it is to, you know, to keep going, you're going to have to fiddle around with this depending on what part of the country you're in. You're also going to have to probably adjust for temperature and barometric pressure and all that kind of stuff if you're like to that exact degree guy. But here's what I found when I've been playing with this so far is my 200 to 225, which is where we're at right now, which I'm about to screw up again real quick because I'm going to show you what's inside. But I've found that that is 1, 2, 3 and a tad notches passed off. Okay, so that's my temperature gauge. So if you're okay with that and you can work around that a little bit and you can have that as kind of your little workaround, that's pretty cool. Okay. Other than that, it's been really simple so far. So I bought a big one, not a big one. Got a 17-pound USDA prime beef, baby, brisket. It's a big sucker, and I used just a regular rub, 7 parts pepper, 2 parts salt, 1 part garlic powder. It's gonna be so good I can't even deal with it. We had the fat cat trimmed. Who's waving?
Scott and your mom.
Hello, Scott and my mom. What are they doing hanging out together? It's so weird. Okay, so this guy is 16 pounds. You figure about 1.5 pounds to smoke this for between 200 and 225 degrees. So we're looking at carry the 7, 24 hours. Wowzers. So we're going to do that wrap method though. That means at 160 degrees, I'm going to stop. Okay, I'm going to take this out. I'll show you in a second, and I'm going to wrap it in butcher paper. So what that does, it stops the smoke from importing into the meat. So if you don't want a super heavy smoke flavor, it's a great idea to wrap. It gives it an incredible crust. Not sure how brown butcher paper does that. Maybe people who know more than I do can answer that question. And it speeds up the process just a tiny little bit because it's going to start to trap a little bit more of that steam in. It's going to help moisturize because it's not really a type of smoker where you're putting a lot of water inside, although you can put a little bit of water if you want it. And then that's it. We're going to wrap it in a towel, give it a couple of hours. And my thought is that about between 5 and 6 tomorrow, about the same time, I'm going to invite you back for part 2. Oh, actually, no, part 3. Because part 2, at about 8, 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, this is going to hit about 160 degrees internal temperature, which is when I'm going to wrap it, all right? So, finally show you what's in here. I know I'm getting kind of boring. Check this out, you guys. Are you kidding me? That's my favorite thing. Oh, my God, it's hard on the eyes. Oh, okay, I'm good now. Look at this, you guys. Big, thick coating of that rub of the pepper and the salt and the garlic powder. It's going to keep this temperature perfect. It's a great size, you guys. I'm never going to buy much more than a 15 or 16 pound brisket, so I know that's going to hold it. So that's about it. I'm not going to have a big temperature fluctuation tonight, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. You got to remember, this is an entry level one. It's not the thickest metal, and it's not the most insulated, but I got to say, up to this point, if you are just kind of getting into smoking and you don't want to go just the electric, man, you don't want to just go the electric
Boogie woogie woogie.
route and go with one of those, okay? And you sure as bleep don't want to go with one of these quite yet. The pellet grill seems like a neat way to go. I like Rec Tec. I like Traeger. I know Charbroil is coming out with one. Like I said, this was a closeout one. We're going to give it a go while we decide which one we want to stick.
And David wants to know if this is like a Traeger.
Yes. Pellet grills basically all work the same, okay? And the weight of them, for the most part, is in the auger, and that's the part that moves kind of slowly around and around and draws the pellets from the hopper into the chamber where they're getting burnt. And I will say that this thing's been pretty responsive with the dash temperature thing, whatever that is. So this one does respond quite well, but it doesn't match up with a thermometer in there. The next one's up. Once you get into like the $5.99, $6.99, $7.99 and up price point, let's say over $500. What they're going to do is they're going to have an internal thermometer hooked up inside. So it's automatically going to adjust that fan inside that blows and the rate that the wood pellets get brought into that little heat chamber to adjust the temperature. So for a couple extra bucks, it can be completely hands off, or, you know, oh, shoot.
Just name that again. Someone wants to know the name.
This is the,
Benny.
what's that?
Benny wants to know what.
Benny wants to know. This is the Rec Tec, and I know that because it's got the cool bull emblem on there. This is the Rec Tec Bullseye 380 entry-level pellet grill. Good morning. I'm Marc Gill. This is Marc's on the Grill. Happy Friday. What's our thing? It's Friday. It's Friday. And I always hear that stupid Rebecca Black song in my head. I can't even deal with that. So listen, we weren't supposed to be here. This wasn't supposed to happen until like, what, 5 o'clock this evening? Mm-hmm. Let me back you up a bit. Oh, by the way, just so you know, in this box, this chill chest is 16 pounds of brisket. The smell, come here. All right, before we go, it's all wrapped in a towel. You got to smell this. You ready? Come on inside. Oh yeah, did you see that? Yeah. Really, this is something. I got to tell you, that's the best smell in the world. All right, when I'm dead and gone, if my friends and family remember one thing about it, he always smelled like brisket. It was so weird. All right, so here's what we did, guys. Let me behold who's waving.
Gita.
Who?
Gita.
Gita. Hi, Gita.
And Josh.
And Josh. Cool. So here's what we did. We kind of started. We wanted to do a brisket the whole time, right? And you know, we've done briskets on the show before, and we always pick a different way to do it, or pick a different rub. We've got the train guy here. We've got the master built electric. We've got the charbroil 3-in-1. You can turn the kettle grill into a smoker. You got the big green egg and the little big green egg, big green and big mini, and we've got the charbroil too. We have ways to smoke brisket, okay? But we don't have a pellet smoker back here. So we haven't picked one that we want to dedicate the real estate to yet. There's so many makes and models, and you know, we've been busy. All right, we got lots to do. So I was at a closeout sale, and I saw this thing, and I'm like, hey, I recognize that little emblem. That's Rec Tec. I've seen these guys doing their thing online. Familiar with the product. Cool guys, cool products, really cool stuff. Good food. Check them out on rectec.com. Stevie and something. I should have looked it up between last night and today. So I see this pellet grill, and I'm like, okay, let's give this a whirl. This is the Rec Tec B380 Bullseye entry-level pellet grill. There we go. Pellet grills all pretty much work the same. They've got a hopper, boom, which holds the rabbit food or wood pellets. Maria, who's 10, I gotta remember. She goes, what is that? I said, well, that's where the rabbit pellets go. Ew! So it's not rabbit pellets, it's wood, okay? So this has a nice big hopper. I didn't have to fill it, which was kind of cool for a great big smoke that we did. And then right down here and in here, there's an auger, a big, heavy, like twisty thing. And as it twisty things, it pulls those wood pellets into the chamber where it burns. So that's kind of the basis of a pellet smoker. Now, this is an entry-level one, so a little smaller, a little lighter, a little more portable, not quite as heavy, not quite as insulated. Really, really quick and easy to use. You put the igniter and the power on, turn it up to high. 4 minutes later, you're kind of going. Turn the igniter off, and then fiddle around with a dash temperature setting. This is where they saved a couple of bucks, all right? They didn't put one of those thermometers in, so you kind of got to guess. So here's where I ran into trouble, okay? We picked out a great big, like, what, 16.5 pound prime USDA prime brisket, all right? So I figured, okay, it was an hour and a half a pound. I pulled out my calculator. That came out to like between 20 and 24 hours this was going to take. So I've kind of tested this thing a couple of times and played with the temperature, and I think one of the downfalls of this particular model, but it's an entry level, you deal with it, is that it doesn't have that exact temperature gauge. So it's a much easier grill, but I did learn that this is not one that you want to leave overnight. All right, so what happened was I woke up this morning, and even though the temperature, you know, goes down at night, I figured, you know, it might go down a couple degrees. Well, it shot up to about 300 overnight. So when I went to check the temperature, She was close, man. And if I've learned one thing in 20 plus years of infomercials and commercials and shooting things over and over and over again, when the food's ready, you're ready. So our plan was to come on right about now and show you how to wrap this thing. I'm like walking around, where do I put my coffee? What's happening? You know what? Best coffee warmer in the world. There we go. So, what was I saying? Thinking about coffee, thinking about cutting things, all kinds of stuff. So we were going to come on right about now, and we were going to wrap the brisket, okay, in brown butcher paper. Best stuff to get, man. If you like briskets, if you like big pork butts, anything like that, you hit that stall about 160, 165 degrees, and that's when you wrap it in that butcher paper, man. It gives you that great crust, the whole 9 yards. Beautiful. That's what we did. By the way, this thing, this chill chest, when you let a brisket rest, and you want to let a brisket rest anywhere between 1 and 3 hours when it's done, you want to wrap it in towels, put it in a cooler. Guys, if you've seen the show before, you know I use this thing all the time. These chill chests or ones like this, these insulated coolers that fold down are just the best. So, listen, I know it's a phone and I know it's a computer, but come here, smell it. You can smell it. You know what that smells like.
I'm going to smell it for
Can
them.
you smell it? Nice.
You can't show us.
What?
Can you show us?
Well, yeah. Let's do it. What am I going to cut it through the towel? All right. So we're going to take that guy out. It's so warm. It's nice. It's like a pillow. I want to hug it. Okay, so there we go. This smells so good. Let me set that there. By the way, these things are cool because ding, 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 done. That's pretty cool. So anyway, we were shooting for like a 18 to 20 hour smoke and the rest time. And because I was lazy, and it's not a knock on the machine, okay? I'll say right out of the gate, you probably don't expect the whole set it and forget it out of this guy. But there's nowhere near the learning curve or the attention required as one of those guys or like a big green egg. So listen, if you're just getting into smoking, you want to try that pellet grill thing, guys, I got to say this is a great way to start. $399 is the entry level. You don't do what Mark did. Don't ignore it totally, all right? But I will say, we caught it in time. So this thing got a nice, what are we at, 6 or 7 o'clock this morning we caught that? So this guy has a nice 13 or 14 hour smoke on it, man. Wow. So let's start unwrapping this guy. So the reason you want to put these guys in a towel, I can't even deal with it. Look at this, oh my God. That makes me so happy. The reason you want to put these in a towel is because you've spent that much time in a smoker around, dry air. You need to put water in there. So the reason I like to wrap is, I'm not much for the, the hard crust, the hard cap. I like it tender. So I find that it cooks better. I find it tastes better. And God, it looks good. So have I got this right side up? No. Here we go. Now I do. Isn't that nice? Oh my God, that smells so good. All right, so let me go ahead and throw this out. Ricky the raccoon didn't get at it, so that's pretty good. I got my damp cloths. I'm taking my time here. I'm savoring the moment. So guys, remember, when you cut a brisket, you want to cut against the grain. I had a look at this when we put in. The grain is kind of running this way. Works out perfect. Oh, I got a new knife. You ready for this? Oh, here we go, dramatically. Oh, yeah. Isn't that pretty? My son would be proud. All right, here we go. It's always the moment of truth. That went in nice. Okay. Oh, Trish, look at that. Are you kidding me with this thing? That is about as perfect as it's gonna get, guys. That nice crust. Oh, yeah, look at that smoke ring. So here, I will say right off the bat, you are gonna get that smoke ring from this pellet smoker. However, it is not as deep a smoke ring as you would get in one of the bigger smokers. So here we go. Let me pull this up here. Oh my God! Now, a nice test of a brisket. It should just pull apart when you do. I just want to giggle. I want to cry. This is so awesome. Look, I'm picking it up to eat it, and it keeps falling apart. Let me do it again. That is so good. Oh my God, that's good. Mmm. Mmm. All right, get a couple more. Here, people love these ones. Pull it across, and there it is.
Kedrick, good morning.
Oh, Kedrick, I know you were waiting for this, buddy. Let me put this towards the sun a little bit more and give you another cut. You ready? Oh my goodness, you guys. I'll tell you, it may have jumped the temperature a little bit. It may have given me something a little bit unexpected, but holy moly, if this isn't an absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, perfectly done brisket. Guys, make sure you got that meat thermometer. You're shooting for 190 to 195 degrees. Don't forget that rest. Look at this.
Kedrick's yelling, cut the thick part.
I got to save that, Kendrick. I got to get a couple of the big time camera shots. But look at this. Are you kidding? Let's see that again. That's the best thing you've ever seen, you guys. So I'll tell you what, smoking doesn't have to be hard. Barbecuing doesn't have to be hard. Take a little bit of time, learn the right way to do it, and you will absolutely be rewarded for your efforts. Guys, I know it's early for this. We're just going to put an egg on the plate. That makes it breakfast somehow. So thanks for joining us, you guys. Listen, that Rec Tec Bullseye pellet grill, good way to start. Look what it did. Honestly, I didn't do anything but panic a little bit this morning when I saw the temperature go up, but I'll just make sure you got that temperature gauge in there. Oh, man. I'm just happy. Doesn't that just make you happy?
Yes.
Cool. My name's Marc Gill. This is Marc's on the Grill, and this is a great way to start that weekend, guys. See you next time around.